Hi, this is Kimberly Benjamin, your Master HR Compliance Coach, and I'm coming out here to give you some tips. I'm going to speak to our HR professionals. A lot of you know that I am a licensed and certified HR professional with over 27 years of experience in my field, and I travel around the world literally helping HR professionals and business professionals know what they need to do to be legal and to be compliant. And I'm actually out here in Traverse City, Michigan area having an awesome time. I just conducted a seminar for HR professionals and labor relation experts and professionals, and we talked about the importance of building trust as well as being a professional that is legal and compliant, being an HR professional that's legal and compliant, and that they're compliant with employment laws. And so I want to give you some tips on what are some things that you can do to make sure that you build a relationship with your employees. How can you strengthen it? How can you strengthen a relationship with the people that you work with, your peers, your colleagues, as well as your employees? And from one HR professional to the other, to you. I know sometimes that we are extremely busy and we say, okay, I don't have time to get out from my office. You know, you probably really eat lunch or take a break for yourself because you're always putting out fires, tackling those issues that just come up throughout the day. That's one of the cool things about being in HR, is that our calendars change all the time. We do not have a schedule that stays that way. So it's important to recognize that we need to be flexible. So being able to dedicate some time for you to really, for real, as I say it, dedicate some time to get to know your employees, spend some time with them, go to lunch with them, walk around, get out of your office, walk around, see how they're doing, see what are the things that you need to do to assist them better. We call that management by walking around. And yes, that really does work. So if you're always glued to your desk and you know you need to get out more, you've been working on those projects and you're kind of just, got a lot on your plate. As an HR professional, it's important that you do dedicate some time to get out of your office, get out on the floor, meet with the people, find out what their needs are. Because in order for them to trust you as a professional, they need to see you. They need to see you consistently. They need to be able to feel comfortable coming to you. And that's our very first tip. The second tip for you regarding building those relationships is to really have an open door policy so that people are comfortable coming to you and speaking with you and sharing with you their issues and concerns. I know that's something we say a lot. We may have read a lot about it, and you may have it in your policy manual, your company handbook, that you have an open door policy, right? But are you really living up to that? Really evaluate yourself to see, are you really living up to it? If you recognize that you really don't have an open door policy, that you're being known as a person that people can't talk to, or people really don't want to be around, it's a wonderful time. Take today to evaluate, is that you? And from one HR professional to yourself, I know that can be challenging because a lot of times we're thinking about projects and tasks and fires that we need to put out because we have limited time to get everything done. Another tip that I would give to you on how you can build a relationship with your employees as well is find out how they like to be recognized. And you're probably saying, Kimberly, is that really important? And the answer is yes. It is important to know how your employees like to be recognized because people enjoy being recognized in different ways. You can't always assume that just because John over here likes to be recognized with money, that if I throw more money at this employee, that's what they want. And we can't assume that everyone likes to be in front of the crowd or likes to be on the platform. Today I had the opportunity to actually be on a platform, literally conducting seminars and training for labor relation experts and HR professionals. But for some people, that can really freak them out. They're like, oh, wait a minute, I can't be a platform speaker, or I can't be in front of individuals. I don't want to be recognized in front of my peers. Just, pull me aside, give me a thank you letter or certificate, or recognize me with a nice little gift or here or there, etc. Whatever that is, people are different. So we can't treat everybody the same. And that's going to take you spending some time and dedicating some time to get to know your people so that you really are implementing programs, you're supporting them, and you're actually giving them what they need. Another tip that I would share with you as a bonus as relates to being able to build a relationship with your employees as an HR professional is I know we hear about employee surveys, right? And you're probably going, Kimberly, why are you saying it? No one enjoys doing employee surveys. What do we do with the data after we get it? Do we implement the suggestions that people recommend? And so I know how we may be quick to say that doesn't work, right? But when was the last time that you actually sat down and conducted an employee survey or had a company to do it and to get the data and to find out what are those areas that you really do need to improve for your employees so they can have a wonderful work experience with your organization? Is that something that you do annually? Have you never done an employee survey and found out what areas you need to work on? But if you really want to build trust with your employees, if you really want to develop better relationships with the people that you're serving and helping at work, it's important that we take time to find out what's important to them. Because truth be told, if whatever that particular thing, if it matters to the employee or that colleague, that team member, then it should matter to you as well. Because HR is a strategic partner. And it's important that we understand the strategies that we need to implement. We may not be able to implement everything day one, week one, year one, but we do need to have a strategy in place to better serve our people and to be trusted, be a trusted HR professional. So those are some tips that I would recommend. And the last tip, an extra bonus I'll give you, is a lot of times people don't like assessments. You may not like assessments, right? But as an HR professional, it is important that we do assess where we are, assess what we need to develop and work on, assess how our organization really is. We can have this assumed perception of what we think the company is like. And sometimes we can have the wrong perception. I know, just thinking about my experience, I've had the opportunity to work in different industries with manufacturing and education and nonprofit organizations. We can assume that we know what people want. And how many of you may have had a supervisor or a leadership team that will claim that they understand what the needs are of the organization, right? They claim it, but people are off to the side laughing or giggling or up under their breath or thinking that they really don't get it. They really don't get it. They really don't care. They really don't know what our needs are. They really think that these high-level topics are important to us. But, if truth be told, here are 6 other things that you haven't done anything with, right? Or they haven't done anything with. So as an HR professional, it's important that you do take the time to assess where you are, your skills included, assess where the organization is as it relates to being compliant and legal with employment laws. Assess how you're treating your employees. Are you really treating them properly? Assess how you're treating the people who have filed a claim or have an issue with the organization, have an issue with that leader that this is the 6th complaint you got or the 15th complaint you got on that particular leader, but nothing's been done. That person hasn't been reprimanded. They still have their position. Nothing's been documented. People keep leaving that department or that group because of that leader, and we haven't done anything with it. You haven't done anything with it. It's time that today is the day that you really evaluate yourself, evaluate and assess your organization, and if your organization is legal and really compliant, and if you're really and that you're really treating your employees properly. So again, I just wanted to come out to give you some tips, HR professionals. I want to speak to you directly today because I know what it's like being in HR and saying we have a lot on our plate, saying we have a lot to do, because we do. We really do. However, it's important that we do take the time to evaluate how can we really assess ourselves. What do we really need to work on to be that strategic HR partner, to really get a hold of the retention and address the issues that we need to make some hard decisions on in order to keep people or even let people go. Sometimes we have to let leaders go. Sometimes we have to invest in those leaders and managers and find out really what's the best position for them, right? And that falls up under human resources. So you all have a wonderful rest of your day. If you are in need or want to have a conversation with me saying, Kimberly, we may need some help with assessing our organization. If our organization is legal or compliant, we may need help with just you coming here and identifying some training needs that we may need for the new year. Feel free to click the link above so we can schedule a quick 15-minute call to discuss some opportunities and how I may be able to assist you and to give you the results that you need personally in your personal life, professionally, and for years to come. So again, this is Kimberly Benjamin, your Master HR Compliance Coach, and I'm looking forward to really helping you over the months, over the years to evaluate yourself, HR professional, and really be that strategic HR partner that we all want to be. But it first starts with us looking at our relationships with ourselves, our employees, our team members and colleagues, and assessing where we really are, and then making up in our mind that today is a new day to really get the results that we need. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.